Aloha, everyone, and good morning. Welcome to Enlivening Southeast Asia Children's Literature Workshops. This is the first of 3 workshops that Center for Southeast Asian Studies is bringing to you today. Our first workshop is on Lutung and the Beast, which is a Balinese tale. Today, our workshop leaders are Dr. Kirstin Pauka and Made Moja. Kirstin Pauka's research interests are performance traditions of Indonesia and mainland Southeast Asia. She has conducted field research on Randai Martial Arts Theater of Sumatra and Wayang District of Bali. She has directed several Indonesian theater productions, including the US premieres of English language adaptations. The shows she directed were in collaboration with Indonesian master artists and have received multiple Po'okela awards. Recently, she has spearheaded a multi-year educational outreach project geared towards K-12 students using Balinese folktales and puppetry to highlight environmental issues affecting island communities like Bali and Hawaii. She is joined today by Made Moja, who is a shadow designer and a prominent Balinese visual artist with a background in traditional ink and watercolor painting. His work has been shown internationally and featured in numerous books on Balinese art and culture. Since relocating to the Bay Area, Moja has been creating puppets, designing sets, and performing with Shadow Light Productions. He is also a primary dancer with Gamelan Sekar Jaya, a renowned Bay Area orchestra and dance group. Recently, he and his wife opened Desa Arts, a community art gallery and import boutique located in Oakland. So please welcome Dr. Kirstin Pauka and Made Moja.
Thank you so much, Pia, and thank you to the Center for Southeast Asian Studies for setting up this workshop for teachers. It's wonderful to reach teachers, and later on, hopefully, we get to hear what's kind of school you're from and what grade level you teach, so we can kind of tailor the entire project a little bit towards what you might need most. Let me tell you a little bit about our 4-year project. Well, actually, it's going into the 5th year now. It's called the Jaga Alam, which translates to taking care of nature. And we also call them mini wayang because in comparison to our large-scale main stage productions of Wayang District, these are pretty small and portable and involve a small screen and a smaller cast overall. And so what we've done for each year of the Jaga Alam project, we've picked a folk tale, a Balinese folk tale, some of them having to do with Lutung, which is kind of a mischievous monkey. And each folk tale then we adapted with the help of Mr. Made Moja to this mini wayang format. And then we also included like more modern topics, environmental themes that we felt like were relevant to the island community in Hawaii and in Bali. And so there's a lot of shared concerns. So in the first year, we had a play called Lutung the Messenger, which dealt with like the forest animals and they're dealing with deforestation. The second one was Lutung and the Beast that we'll talk a little bit in more detail today, which dealt with land loss and urban sprawl and rising costs due to like tourism. And the third one was Superdanda Baka of like the stork trickster, which dealt with rising temperatures and loss of fresh water. And then the latest one we just did this year that Jack, our student GA, can explain a little bit more, dealt with ocean pollution and just the rising temperatures overall. So those are kind of the topics that we integrated into these children's tales or folk tales. Pamoja, you want to tell us a little bit about the Lutung and the Lutung world and kind of like the stories that he's involved in? Go into the video.
Yeah, thank you. So when they bring this project is about children, and then immediately I'm thinking about the Lutung story, because Lutung story they have so many channels, so many characters, either he's a really good person or good monkey, or either he's really massive or causing a lot of trouble. So for me, it's Lutung kind of like the perfect place how to guiding the story. And for environments, based on what is going on here in the world right now. So the Lutung story, kind of like a children folktale story from Bali, and then of course I changed the character a lot during the story. And for example, Lutung and the bees, actually the Lutung and the sacred gongs, that the story. So the sacred gong is like the bees, the beehive. So when the Lutung hit the gong, so he got swarmed by the bee, and then the the fine character on Lutung when he's become messengers. He send a message, what's going on in the world, It's always telling this to animal and this to people. Oh, it's gonna be like this. It's gonna be climate change. It's gonna be tornado. It's gonna be fire. So it's gonna be disaster also. And he's like to send the message to warn people or warn animals what's going on. And then the other story I just opt from Lutung, like storks, the stork is like tricky, a stork or egret. So he's discussed as a Padana Baka, as a priest, and then he like talking really uh, nicely, and then to make people believe, and then he tricked them. So that's the Panada Baka. So the bees is kind of like very interesting story that I bring this because to from the base old story and it coming back to in modern lives. But the deforestation, the buildings, over control. So, and that this is one of uh, the biggest issue, the to bring the element, all what's going on in this world right now. So maybe Jack can explain a little bit later about the latest one, the story about the Penyu and Lutung. So the backgrounds about the Penyu is the turtle, and then Lutung as actually he tricked and Penyu so badly. But in this case, we make the story more interesting. Is more involved with environment. So maybe Jack can help me explain a little bit.
Yeah, Jack, feel free to jump in at any time.
Yeah, so this the Jagalan project that I had the privilege of working on was Luton in the Storm, because it was part of my first year at the University of Hawaii at Manoa. And the story of it took, the Lutung character that we had had before, and it started with this major storm that took Lutung out into the ocean. And he lands in the ocean on this big trash island that's floating around. And as he's lost at sea, he's realizing that, like, oh, maybe in his mischievous ways, he doesn't have the help that he needs because people keep ignoring him. All the other creatures ignore him. The fish and the crabs that swim by start to mock Lutung for being unable to swim. But eventually, the kind Pengyu, the turtle, is able to come along just to see how he's doing and gets caught in some of the trash. Lutung says, if I help you get out of the trash, can you help me get back to shore? And so they do. And as they're swimming through the ocean, they see the state of the ocean of how much trash is floating around in it, and they eventually find this kind of safe haven that is a small island that does not have any of this trash yet. And they admire the beauty of it. And so from there, Pengyu says, do you promise to protect this place and keep it from becoming what you've seen out in the ocean and the 2 degrees? So that was taking some of that identity as a trickster from previous stories and having him come to terms with that at the same time as that environmentalist message of taking care of the oceans. That was the story that we did for that project.
Great, thanks for this good summary. Yeah, so as you can see, our audiences, these stories have like typically a moral lesson that's like built in, like, you know, don't be a bad person, don't be a trickster because it'll come back to bite you. And then there's, you know, definitely environmental themes that fit quite well into this. So maybe the next thing I'm going to do is going to show you a few excerpts from those videos that we took of those live performances that we showed in each year. And then Jack and Pamoja, feel free to stop me and if you want to explain a certain setup or a certain moment in the play. So we'll start
yeah,
with the first one. Yeah.
Before you start, if some of you have some concern or curiosity, just make a quick note and then you can bring it up later. So, oh, what is this? How you do that? How you do that? So just make a quick note and then you can bring it up later and can give the answer.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. So audiences, please, you know, you can always put, there's a Q&A box, I believe, and there's also the chat. You can pop in questions or comments, and then we will be told that there is something to respond to. So here's the first one, Lutung the Messenger. I'm just going to show a few excerpts so you get a sense of what the style is like.
Lutung lived a happy life, mostly free from worry or strife, until one fateful day, as he sat in his tree home, he began to hear the cracking of trees being felled. His forest home was being cleared out. Mansions needed clear grounds to be built, so Lutung's own land was forfeit, so these mega homes could prosper. Lutung was displaced, and so he went looking for a place for a new home. He wandered through low valleys, but couldn't find anywhere suitable to call home. Eventually, he remembered his old friend Kambing the goat.
Kambing, my old friend!
He approached Kambing to beg him for any help possible. Meanwhile, unbeknownst to Lutung, Yeruan and the bees had also lost their homes to this mansion expansion. They followed behind Lutung, hoping that they all would find a new place to call home after so much loss and devastation. Then spied upon Lutung as he approached Kambing.
My goodness! Another hard day's work! Gardening could be so tiresome! This soil, what a sad state! I need to find a better way. This soil isn't good enough for our crops. Who is coming my way? Why, it's Lutung in the forest! Hello there, Lutung. What brings you to my neck of the woods?
Greetings, Kambing. Working the land once again, I see. I'm happy to run into you. I have a problem.
Problem? What is the problem you have, old friend?
Oh, Kambing, it's too horrible to bear. I have lost my home to humans and their expansion onto my land. I have nothing left, and I need to find shelter. Everything is lost.
A noble mission, Lutung. You move me with your struggle, and I wish to help you. Of course we will take you in here. But we need to find a way to increase our food supply. This soil is hardly good enough to grow the crops we need to feed us. We need to begin an orchard.
Oh, thank you, Kambing, my old friend. I am forever grateful. We must find ourselves a new plot of land to help not just me, but all those displaced from this tragedy.
Let us grow a garden our children could be proud of. Let us plant all sorts of fruits and vegetables, and before long, the whole community will be allowed to enjoy the bounty of the land. The only problem is, we need to find a suitable plot of land to use for our garden. You may stay with me and my family in the meantime.
We shall make a wonderful garden indeed. I have an idea. Let's make a deal. I'll take the fruits and vegetables, and you can have their blossoms and leaves.
Moja, you want to jump in here and explain the setup?
Yeah, so here the setup and the first Lutung and then the messenger. The setup, we just use only 2 light source and just one overhead projector, and one we use halogens. So the setup pretty much the same, the whole production, the full production. The screen is about 6 or 7 feet by 4, and if you see the cast member there, it can be 5 to 7 people ideally. So,
Thank you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so this is a completely portable production that we can, we could take to schools, except for we need the entire cast. And so even if it's a small scale production, it still needs a big cast to operate all the puppets. I don't know if you're familiar with traditional wayang in Bali as well as in Java. There is only one puppeteer who does all the puppeteering and all the voices. So the difference to this wayang strict style is that you have multiple puppeteers, but we still have live music, which was played by our guest artist, Madhavi Dana. I'm going to fast forward a little bit.
Thought hard about how he could trick coming.
What does that say?
I don't know. Maybe there's something good for us up ahead.
Oh, how about this one? What does that sign say?
Must be a free space just for us.
So on they go.
Yes, follow us. I mean me.
I think you get a good idea of what this particular story is about. So eventually they'll find some land, but then Lutung is lazy and lets Gambing do all the work. And then Gambing is eventually upset and he eats all the food. And then, there's a little bit of a fight and then the bees get involved. And in the end, Lutung has learned his lesson that he needs to participate not just in the fruits of the labor, but also in the labor itself. And so that was one of the messages for this particular mini wayang. I don't see any questions yet, so I'll just plow ahead and share the next video. One second.
Sky, the very lazy and deceiving stork, Changak, lay drunk with sleep at the side of a pond. After all, he did spend a long and late night awake and curious about the emergency cool drum, which he heard blaring throughout the forest, which turned out to be a false alarm. In his deep sleep, he dreamt.
Well, who do we have here?
I know. That's Changa, the famous stork. The only thing he's famous for is being lazy and his snores being hilarious. So.
Yeah, it's the middle of the day, and all he does is sleep.
I know. You know what would be funny? What? We should wake him.
We should splash him.
Oh, that's a great idea. Well, you should do the honors.
Yeah.
One big flick of your tail and... Hey! Oh, what was that? Oh, where am I? Hey! Oh,
is the cool drum still ringing?
Got you.
Must have been a false alarm kept me up all night. Well. I have woken up in a foul mood, and I am absolutely famished. I think I could eat about 100 fish. Well, how perfect that I find myself here next to this pond where a tasty meal awaits.
Indeed, there was a nice population of fish, even shrimp, eel, and crab. But as Chang'ak watched the creatures swimming about, he realized the pond was rather deep.
Oh, it is a shame I cannot swim. Oh, if I try to catch anything, shortly I will fall in and drown. Oh, what shall I do?
Go away. That's what you should do. Hey, Chang'ak, catch us if you can.
Too slow.
Hey, come on.
Over here.
Hey.
So this is the Pudanda Baka, or the trickster stork, who is plotting to eat all the fish and crabs he can find. As you heard, one of the voices in the performance group is actually a child. So we were able to have a child perform with us, the daughter of our musician, Made Moja. So Lantana was part of several of those mini wayangs. And I think it was for the children in the audience, it was just a delight to have a child be a performer in this style.
Right here, next to this pond where a tasty meal awaits.
Indeed, there was a nice population of fish, even shrimp, eel, and crab. But as he watched the creatures swimming about, he realized the pond was rather deep.
It is a shame that I cannot swim. Surely if I try to catch anything, I will fall in and drown. What shall I do?
Go away. That's what you should do. Hey, Chang'ak, catch us if you can.
You're not going to catch us.
So I'll forward to where the plan takes shape.
Ice freeze. That's good. Ice freeze. That's good. Now I must practice my ceremonies. This plan cannot fail.
So you can see some special effects there that are actually used with real water that's then used with a mirror to throw the image onto the screen.
I mean delightful creatures of the pond. I am Pudanda Baka, and I am a wise freeze. I come here today to warn you of terrible catastrophes that are about to happen. This pond and all its inhabitants will soon be the victims of climate change.
Excuse me, sir, but why do you think there are so many of us in this pond? There aren't too many options for habitat on warmer times like these, you know.
Yeah, I mean, Pudanda brother or whatever your name is. We know all about climate change.
The effects are so dramatic that we're going to experience runoff and flooding and landslides. I mean, what else is there to know?
Well, here's something you might not know, Mr. Krabby. Not far from here, there is a place where you can be 199% free from the effects of climate change. Since I am a wise, handsome, and enlightened priest, it is my sacred obligation to help you.
Oh, please don't say you're big. That's just disgusting. Yeah, surely you'll eat us.
No. There is no need to worry at all. Since I am a priest, I am vegetarian.
Vegetarian?
Therefore, I will not eat any of you. It's part of my climate change diet. You have nothing to be concerned about. Now come with me to this place of cool and plenty where you can live the rest of your days in peace and harmony.
You can imagine how that ends. So he's trying to trick them. And that doesn't go that well because, of course, they're onto him, and eventually he also learns his lesson, right? And other creatures have kind of taught him to be more compassionate and to be part of the team, of the group, to like better their lives together. Any questions or comments from Made Moja, maybe?
Do you have the real puppet?
I do. Here it is, but it kind of looks really funny because my screen is doing like disappearing act.
The blue.
But anyway, I have the real puppet, which is quite big, right? You can see the legs, the body, and the head.
It's just made of plastic board. So I carve use a chisel, and then so yeah, just take a while to make this puppet, this puppet.
Yeah, Made Moja made all the puppets and all the scenery, and the students helped and learned how to make those in the process, which was really good for our students. The other thing also, like this puppet that has no movable parts. So if we need a stork that can actually lower the head, there's a second puppet that has movable parts, yet another puppet, and then as you perform it, you have to keep switching puppets in terms of what's seen on the screen. So it's actually more complicated than just having one puppet per character. Many of the main characters will have multiple puppets. It can literally be like 2 inches tall, and it read really well on the screen. Versus if you show it through with the halogen lamp. All right, I have a whole pile of puppets right behind me. So, but let's move on as well.
Oh, Lutung, the wind is stirring up the waters.
Oh, I'm sure it'll be okay, guys. It's probably just gonna pass in like 15 minutes or so.
I don't know about that. I think we're gonna go find a place deep in the water to hide.
Oh, wait, can you bring me with you? Wait, can you?
The winds were the first thing to reach the island, carrying our friend Lutung across the trees, past the shore. Next came the thunderclouds and the lightning. soon came the rain, which washed away all the trash and debris from the island, stirring up the currents below and scaring our fish friends at the bottom of the sea.
It's really getting rough. I think we should find a place to hide.
Yeah, it's really scary. Okay, follow me.
Okay, take me to a cave.
This way.
Where am I? What? Wait, am I in the middle of the ocean? How did I get out here? And why is the ground crunchy and smelly? Ugh, this is trash in the middle of the ocean. Oh, this doesn't look so good. Oh, it's so hot out here. The sun is too bright. And it's stinky too. Oh, gosh, so much trash.
I'm thirsty. I need fresh water. Oh, no. I hope somebody comes soon.
Under the sea. Oh, what's all this garbage doing here?
Hey, you're Mr. Crab.
Hi, yeah, I'm a crab, and who might you be?
Well, I'm Lutung, the monkey.
Oh, I know about you. What are you doing out here on that pile of trash?
Well, it's a long story, but somehow I wound up out here in the middle of the ocean. There's a storm, and hey, you look like you're a fast swimmer.
Yeah, I'm a great swimmer.
Could you maybe help me get to shore?
No way. Your reputation precedes you.
What do you mean?
Well, you kind of have this reputation for tricking people, so I don't want to get too close.
Oh, well, what? That was just that one time.
Well, maybe that's all it takes. I hope you can learn to swim. Good luck.
Oh, wait, come back. I don't know how to swim.
I know. Jack, you want to jump in here and explain how complicated this actually is in terms of making...
So something that I was reminded of as I was watching it is thinking just even with Lutung alone, even though one person is voicing Lutung, I think 6 of us ultimately puppeteered Lutung at various points. And as you can see, because of this is actually a great point to stop it, you can see that we're all pretty parked in certain places based on which light source we're using. And so depending on what transition or what effect or whether Lutung needed to be a small puppet to fly in with the overhead projector or needed to be moved with a flashlight, we all had to be ready to puppeteer the character as they were needed for that light source. And part of what I think helped by having us each kind of stay in our place and juggle multiple characters as opposed to juggling multiple different light sources is it was difficult in a month to get everybody to come to every single rehearsal. So by having these kinds of teams lined up, we could consistently have some people in the foreground, some people with the overhead projectors. And as we devised each of these little moments, it then meant, okay, we know that some set of hands from here is going to have to move puppets in this way. And because we would consistently be in those spaces over the course of those weeks, everybody got very comfortable with moving puppets from that space. So even though I would be Lutung, but also Dwell and the Old Man narrator, but also I would move some scenery around it. Also, I would be a fish at sometimes, but also I'd be like the trash island floating through because I was pretty comfortable in my position and I was comfortable with the characters that I voiced. It allowed me to be working more closely with people in all kinds of different combinations, whether it was someone behind me voicing a puppet I was holding or me voicing a puppet that someone to my left was holding. So those kinds of stations were really the only way that juggling all those different pieces could work in the amount of time that we had. It's a fun setup. It's a fun way to play around with it. But as you can see, we each have like all of our like the preset and strike for the shows is always very diligent with our puppet list, making sure we all had our piles at the ready.
Yes, actually, what Jack said. This the last production, and the storm is more complicated. So first, my idea is more make more simple files, and then depend the cast. In this case, we have a missing cast, and there's so much capability they can do, and then make more complex. So. And like Jack said, like the puppeteers, in this case, I try to stay in one place, not move around. Compare when that big production, you're running around one light and the other light because they have big production, big space, so that's a different story. But in this case, since we're small, it's not so much place to move around from one side to other side. And then we have to pass, for example, Lutung. So Lutung, somebody taking care of Lutung. And then the voice is still only one person. And if you see here, perfect example, this is so much light here. And we use this at least 7 lights. And, we have a 3 light source. And then first we add some flashlight. So the flashlight we use is like something like this. So so we can use a complement with the kind of light source, make more interesting, more deep, more dimension. So yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So if you remember the earlier scene when there was like actually lightning storm, that light was a flashlight shining through a cutout of a image of flash onto screen. So yeah, Pamoja is really creative with how to operate light sources. And if you see like a little bit below the screen, there's this bowl, there's this pan with water that has a mirror on the bottom. So then if you shine light through the water and move the water, and then the mirror bounces that light onto the screen. So that's how we get the underwater effect. So fairly simple setup, but you have to really come up with this idea that can work, right? And so Pamoja has 20 plus years of experience with this kind of style. So he always finds a solution how to create a particular image on the screen. So watch just a little bit more, and then we'll break out and talk about the overall project and the curriculum that goes with it and some of the teacher guides we created.
So about you, what are you doing out here on that brush?
Well, it's a long story, but somehow I wound up out here in the middle of the ocean. There's a storm, and hey, you look like you're a fast swimmer.
Yeah, I'm a great swimmer.
Could you maybe help me get to shore?
No way. Your reputation precedes you.
What do you mean?
Well, you kind of have this reputation for tricking people, so I don't want to get too close.
Oh, well, what? That was just that one time.
Well, maybe that's all it takes. I hope you can learn to swim. Good luck.
Oh, wait, come back. I don't know how to swim.
Hey, guys. Oh, guess who I just saw? Who'd you just see? I just saw Lutung, the monkey, on this huge pile of garbage floating around in the ocean.
Why is he doing that?
Well, that I can't tell you, but he seemed like he was in a bit of a bind, but I couldn't help him. I didn't want to get too close, but we should go see how he's doing, maybe. Want to?
Okay.
Okay, follow me.
We'll follow you.
Well, here we go. Gosh, we came down the current. I don't see him yet, though.
Whoa, who's there? What's that?
Oh, Punyu! Hi!
Hi, friends. Quite the storm we've been having.
It sure is. It stirred up garbage everywhere. Oh, and you know what? Speaking of garbage, We were out here looking for Lutung. You didn't happen to pass him. He's on this huge pile of garbage floating around.
Lutung the monkey? How'd he get out here?
Well, that I'm not sure of, but he's in kind of a bind because he can't swim, you know.
I better go see for myself.
Okay, but keep your distance, you know, he's kind of a trickster.
I'll be careful. Which way is he headed?
Down the current.
Down the current.
Be careful.
I will. Oh, there sure is a lot of plastic and bottles and garbage out here. I must be getting close. Oh no! I think I'm stuck in this net. I can't get out. Help! 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 Who's that?
Hey, you! Over here, I'm stuck.
Me too.
Oh.
Is that you, Lutung?
Yeah, it's me, Lutung, the monkey, and you are?
I'm Pengyu the sea turtle.
Oh, wow. Nice to meet you.
I heard that you were stuck out here. Thought I'd come see what's going on.
Yeah, I sure am stuck out here. There was a storm, and then I guess I just landed out here in the middle of the ocean on this trash island. Hey, you know, you look like you're a fast swimmer.
Well, normally I am, but I'm caught in this net.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, if I help you get out of there, would you help me get to shore?
Well, that sounds like a deal to me.
Don't worry, I got some nimble fingers. Okay, come over here. Okay,
Okay.
go there, right there, and go up and under, up and under. Here we go. All right, and then we just do some
There's some
fingers.
caught on the
There we
shell.
go. And then just
Okay.
there. And then to your left.
To my left.
To your left. My left.
Your left. Oh, that's the opposite way. Okay.
Here we go. Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Oh,
Hey, not bad.
I'm free.
Yeah.
Thanks, Lutung.
No problem. All right, you ready to go?
A deal's a deal. Hop on my back.
And
Are you ready? Let's go!
Wow, there's still so much trash out here.
I know, these storms are getting bigger every time and bringing more waste into the ocean. But don't worry, I know a spot that's still nice and clean. Follow me.
Okay. Jack, you want to explain who those two guys are?
So
So these are storytellers, yes.
Yeah, so the left, these are two of our clowns. We have Tualen, who is the like old man character. So he was the one that I was playing, and then Murda is his son. Their dynamic is typically like, at least as was the one that we leaned into for this process was the kind of grumpy old man who keeps getting lost in the story, and the son who is really keeping him on track. So we had this interlude in the middle of the show where he falls asleep as he tells his own story, and then goes off to a bunch of jokes with the son. These were also two characters that did a lot of crowd work with the kids that were in the audience, so they also opened up the show and sang songs with the audience, cracked jokes with the audience before getting into the story.
Yeah, so this was a great idea of Pamoja to actually include traditional Balinese wayang characters. These are beloved by audiences in Bali, they're well known. And so we use them as storytellers of the Lutung and the Storm story. And so that gave us an opportunity to introduce traditional puppets into the show and then have, learning experiences of our audiences for more traditional wayang performance style. So let's listen to them for a little bit, and then we'll be done with this one.
Dad? Dad?
Dad!
And so Lutung said, yes, I will have the rest of that banana split someday, and it will be so yummy.
That's not how the story goes.
What? What do you mean?
There's no banana split.
Yes, there is. It's right. Oh.
Uh-huh. You were sleeping.
What? No.
Yes.
No, I was closing my eyes to remember the story.
Uh-huh.
I was just remembering. When did it get so dark?
While you were
remembering. Oh, listen. Oh, the mosquitoes are out. I can't reach it. They got my...
mosquitoes. Here, I can help. Turn around. Okay, right there?
A little lower. Okay. Oh, not that low. No. Oh, sorry. Yes, perfect. Scratch. Perfect. Thank you, son.
You're welcome.
So, don't move. Don't move. Okay. What? Why are you crying?
You hit my nose.
What? I didn't hit his nose. I hit the mosquito.
My nose.
No, the mosquito bit your nose, and I hit the mosquito. That's why it hurts. Oh. What? You saw it, right? You saw the mosquito. There. It'll be okay. Hey, don't worry about a thing. 'Cause every little thing, there you go, is gonna be alright.
I'm better.
That makes me so happy, son.
Thanks, Dad.
Of course.
So, what happens next?
Lutung! Yes, I almost forgot about Lutung. Yes. So, Lutung and Pengyu were on their way to the clean island. But all the fish down below were still so surprised at Lutung being kind to Pengyu. So down they stayed in the reef, gossiping about what had happened.
Did you hear? Oh my goodness. I think what happened? Lutung has really changed. He helped Panya to get out of that big fishing net, and now Panya was helping him to find some land.
Oh, that's interesting. Lutung, the tricky monkey, is helping and being kind? That's unbelievable.
Well, it seems to be true, but maybe we should go and check it out.
Yeah, I'm not so sure yet if Lutung really is being kind. Let's go find them up on the surface.
Okay, let's go.
All right, follow me. Or pull you.
It looks like things are getting clearer out here.
That means we're getting closer.
There they are.
Looks like they're doing okay.
I think. I think I see something down there. Huh.
So this was a really cool effect because these are what we call mirror puppets. So Moja designed those on the surface of a mirror, basically blacking out everything that's not light. And then that, again, with a flashlight, casts a mirror image, so the reverse of a shadow actually onto the screen, which is a really cool effect for these underwater scenes.
Whoa! What are
are these beautiful creatures?
They're jellyfish.
Oh.
I think here you can see, so people in the back are holding those mirrors that have the jellyfish design on them. And so it takes a lot of practice to get it just right on the right spot and in the right dimension. And also those mirrors are fairly flexible material. So as you bend them, they come alive a little bit because they can change the shape and they can get elongated or wider. So it's a really cool effect. Yet again, a lot of credit to Pamoja for coming up with this technique.
It's important that we take care of the places we live so that we can share it with our friends.
Yes, Pamoja, go ahead.
Yeah, sorry. So each mirror, if you see here, is they have only one light source. So from flashlight we use. So when you see in the screen, a lot of over layers of the undersea creatures.
It's a very cool effect, as you can see.
Wow.
And you can have multiple
many of these
scenes.
friends out where I live.
Okay, I think that's probably good for now with the video, so I'll stop sharing. And maybe Pamoja, you want to just talk a little bit more about your wayang listrik style, and then maybe next we can have Jack talk a little bit about what we did in the schools, because we didn't bring the whole show. We only had the students build their own puppets, which the teachers in the room right now will get to do next. Okay, here we go.
Okay, the wayang listrik, just the term, like more in this case, like more like modern and like off from traditional way, and in the way they perform wayang in Bali. Even though in Java we do perform with Japanese wayang, we use electricity, but in Bali still traditional, use flame. And then I work with Larry Reed in Shadow Light Production in San Francisco, and he's bringing up more like modern wayang listrik and wayang in this case, and also wayang not just the puppet itself made from cardboard or plastic or material. The human can be as wayang as big as can be. So like acting, so like more like theater, shadow theater and shadow, and put it and together, and between wayang, between puppet and then human sometimes perform the same time.
Right, so the mini wayang videos we just showed are kind of like the small version. We also do big main stage productions that we are in the process right now. And for those, we also bring in entire school classes, entire busloads full of students to the main theater in Kennedy Theater. But we also do a lot of outreach in the schools. So typically that is structured like we present a little excerpt from a shadow puppet play or from a dance piece. And then we make the students learn to make their own puppets and also do a little bit of shadow puppeteering. Jackie, you want to tell about what we did in some of the schools earlier this year?
Yeah, so typically with a lot of the puppets you saw in the mini wayangs, we would take time, and specifically Made Moja would take a lot of time chiseling out details, using X-Acto knives to carve intricacies within the puppets. But with the kids, you can still get quite a lot of expression with just your silhouette. And so when we would go into schools, we would show them some of these traditional puppets to give them a sense of...
We'll give them like templates like these, yeah.
Yeah, they get a sense of like what the shadow puppet effects can bring. But for the most part, then they take their templates, or they just take a marker and sort of design an outline on paper, then they'll cut it out. And we brought a small, like, I think it's like a movie theater projector screen is its original purpose, but we just shine from the other side and it becomes a really great pop-up shadow screen. And then we bring one of these lamps. And then once the kids have their puppets ready, we give them sort of opportunity to free play, to understand how moving the puppet in proximity to the light changes the effect of the shadow. So what's actually nice about having, even with larger class sizes, you would still have maybe 6 or 7 kids behind the screen at a time, and they would take turns so that they could understand how moving the puppet itself closer to the light makes the shadow huge. Moving it close to the screen makes it really sharp and small. They then get practice in how to speak at the same time as moving their puppet to help get a sense of taking turns to help guide audience attention. So if they're all moving, it's hard to like we show them that when all of them are moving, it's very difficult to understand who's speaking versus when they take turns to have speaker A, speaker B, and that's how it translates to actual conversation or life from the audience perspective. Then after they've made their own and played around with it, we worked with larger classrooms because these would be in small homeroom groups. We then had combined homerooms. So I think we would work with whole grades where we would have an array of our traditional puppets or traditional style puppets. And we would let the kids sort of understand that there's a great deal of improvisation that exists in the dialogues between them. So we would talk about how many of these are set stories, but particularly when it's the clowns or the public-facing characters using the vernacular of their audiences, we would say, yeah, those parts are usually really improvised. So let's come up with a simple story. Each kid take a puppet, and then you'll take a turn coming on, introducing yourself, and we'll see what kind of scene we create. And we would, do this in waves so that every kid eventually got a chance to go up and try. After playing with the light with their smaller personal made puppets, they then got a chance to really try it out in larger groups with the traditional puppets.
Right, and we also provide the teachers these kind of activity guides. So one of the questions in the chat was, can they use local characters and local stories? And of course, absolutely. So when we have the students make their own puppets or make their own little mini story, they can certainly create their own character based on maybe a local tale or something they just invented, or maybe that's something that they created in a small group. And then, we teach them how to make puppets that fit that story. And then, if we have time, they can actually put the whole thing together. Sometimes they just get to do a very small scene. So what I would like to do next is maybe break out the participants into small groups. And I think you were all told to have some craft supplies at the ready. So maybe in the group, we'll break you up into like maybe a group of 4 or so, and then Pamoja, me, and Jack can go around and help you out. But the goal is to come up with a very tiny mini scene with maybe 3 characters, and then really quickly make a shadow puppet. It doesn't have to be super fancy, just kind of like basic outlines, and then try it out how to kind of create the voices for those puppets, just so you get a little bit of a taste of a hands-on activity that you can then maybe expand on in the classroom with your students. Does that sound like a good idea? Everybody has their supplies at the ready? I'll give you a minute to find those, and then we'll break out into small groups. While we're at the curriculum guide, we have these general guides, and then also depending on what grade level you're teaching, we do have elementary school, middle school level, and high school level activity guides tied into curriculum. And also, of course, as the students get older, we can have a little bit more complex stories, you can have a little bit more complex setup, and maybe also more contemporary topics in the stories they pick. So these are all available on our website that the Center for Southeast Asian Studies has put together. So we have resources. I just want to show them to you quickly. We have all the videos there easily, all in one place. We have some background videos for you as teachers on the music, on the style of mini wayang and wayang listrik. We have audience and teacher guides, and then we have the curriculum activity guides. And then also we have how to make your own screen, either in the classroom or in like an after-school program that you can use. This is like a really quick 2-page instruction manual of how to come up with a screen and a simple light source. So all those things are available on the center website that we will put in the chat, so you have those links easily accessible. Okay, so center staff, can you break everybody into small groups, please?
Yeah, I already signed off.
Great.
If you're not there yet.
Okay. So maybe give them 20 minutes to come up with a little of a mini scene with characters, and maybe make a few simple puppets. And then we'll come back for 10 minutes afterwards in the big group for a Q&A, and maybe show the work or the ideas you came up with in your small groups.
Some people already there. I can just assign you. You want to go to which room? Room.
It doesn't matter. So one of each can go to, whatever room, and we'll just get started.
Okay.
And then
Just
walk around. Thank
if
you.
you want to move the room, to jump the room.
I will let you know when I want to move. Yes, thank you.
I will put you in room.
And maybe set the timer for the room to 20 minutes, so they after 20 minutes they're all forced back.
Oh, okay. Room 1. Yeah, room 1. Room 2. To room 3. Pak Moja room 4.
Hi there. Hi there. Could you put me in room 1, please?
Oh, room 1. Okay, okay.
Got you, Ma?
Yes.
So there's actually 2 rooms now for the participants, like room 3 and room 4. It's just me and BP. We're not joining. So
Nobody joined. Okay, not joining. Okay.
it's okay. I think it's good enough to have 2 rooms, and and then they can, like, the presenters, they can go and then help them, assist them, because we cannot help them.
Okay.
And will Terry do the closing? I need to eat breakfast right now. Could I leave this meeting?
Yeah, sure. You can do it. I think we can just close. Like, I don't see any description that you need to close. It's okay.
Okay. Like, yeah, just, I don't know. She has to say the other 2 workshops, maybe. It's on,
Okay.
remember, the other 2 workshops for today, and then there's the MSU and the NIU one or something.
Okay.
Which is on the slide. I think
Yes,
okay.
definitely. We can manage that. And I'll meet you at 12:30.
12:30, yes.
Okay.
And Pin, I put all of the materials in the drive for my part. But
Yes.
just check later, because we might need to share the video. Like, give access to the video to each group.
Okay, I only saw the curriculum, like the handout that you made. Okay, let me check the
Check
video.
the rest of it, so that you
The
can.
video, right?
Yeah, there's the main video, and then there are like the three other videos that are short. They can watch it and write their
So
thoughts.
1 main video and then 3 other videos.
3 other
to
videos.
show them. Okay.
Actually, they need to, when they go to the breakout room, they should watch the short video and then write.
Oh, so for each breakout room,
For
then
each breakout room,
watch one video.
one different video, yeah.
Okay, then maybe we can, like, as a co-host, we can go in and then pass the link
Yes.
And then share or show them, and then for each group. So it will be different video for each group.
For each, yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, Ate
Thank
Pia.
you. Okay.
That's a good
Oh,
question.
and then it's not necessary, but I don't know how to hyperlink. I don't know how to put the a hyperlink into the slide,
Mhm.
but it's not necessary. I can just click on the Pamana, but if we can hyperlink it later, maybe that's easier.
Oh, okay. I know what you mean. So you just want to pass it
In the,
over the text, right?
yes, in the PowerPoint, the
Oh,
click, but otherwise I'll just open and then go to the
all right. So yeah,
yeah,
so
later at
probably
12:30. Yeah.
let's test the sharing, your sharing. If it's not clear, then I will share it. Okay?
Okay.
All
Thank you.
right. Okay, all right. See
See you
you.
later.
So this one is recorded, right?
Not sure.
This cannot
This
be recorded.
It's
Like
recording. Yeah.
when you are in the breakout, the recording is gone.
Oh.
You'll come back.
Yeah,
The
I don't think but like even for my breakout room, I don't need to record their session. Yeah, so this isn't the breakout rooms aren't being recorded now, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
I mean that's okay.
I can check it out. This one.
Is Pamoja in the?
Yeah, he's in room 2.
Yeah, he's in a room too, but no participant. Only Lian.
In, okay,
Everybody
shit.
went to room 1.
I don't know why everybody's gone to room 1.
Okay. Let me ask Pamoja.
I was in group room 3 and nobody there. Like they came and like everybody out. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay, BP, can you go to room 2 and say, we will move to room 1, no? Or what? Because it's only Pamoja and Lin Fukuda. I put you in room 2, yeah, BP?
Yeah.
I will join
So
room.
should I say like?
I will join room 2.
What should I say then?
Do you think want to join room 1 or?
Oh, Pin is already got.
Yeah. Do you want them to put in the room 1 or in room 2? Because room 1 only have like 7.
Room 1 has 7. Oh wow, a lot.
Yes.
There is no Zoom. I think it's better 1 and 2 because of the number. Because 2 has like, I don't know, 2 has 5.
2 only has all the 2 speaker.
Yeah. Okay. We'll go to 2. Yeah. I will go and listen. Oh, I didn't see it now. Okay. Can you put me to the Zoom room 2 again?
Hi, Ima. There's a problem with the audio that in our breakout room, we could hear the audio from the other breakout room, so we couldn't talk to each other.
Oh, okay.
Is Pamoja talking to all the rooms? Because that's not helpful.
Oh, I think he put in the broadcast.
Oh, yeah, that's not good because we couldn't talk because his voice was coming through all the time.
Okay.
So he should only talk in his
Can I
own.
make him to the room 1 instead of like, because it's hard to.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, we can go back to room 1. Wrong. Sorry. Room 1. Yes.
We're no longer used to this without being in the pandemic.
Yeah. I already assigned you.
Mm-hmm.
The room.
But it doesn't show yet.
Huh?
I don't see an option to join a room.
It says it's your letter. Okay, how can I force?
Aha, now I see it. Okay, I'll go to that room.
Okay. I will move to your room 1. Okay, sorry. Sorry.
Okay, we're bringing them back to the big room because nobody had puppet making.
We are back, Kaima. So,
Maybe a few people, but not the ones I was in. So,
oh yeah, there we were about to start the cutting.
oh, good. Well, then just do it. Just bring it back and do it.
Yeah, Jack was leading it, so it was great.
Oh, well, then, great. At least some people had it. That's good.
All the black card room we close in 25 seconds. So I think we will be in the same room. So,
that's fine.
Yeah, so we are not so many people.
Okay.
Yes, 15 seconds from now. So everybody will be here so we can do whatever we can.
Yeah, well, maybe we'll just go to Q&A, or I can show a couple more things from the curriculum guide. We'll see.
Yay!
All right. Okay, welcome back. Maybe the idea of making puppets wasn't the best for an online option, but you can do that with a fairly easy guides that we have online. So you can maybe, as a teacher, good idea to maybe try it at home first by yourself and see how much time it takes and like what tools you need, and then maybe box cutter might not be a good idea for elementary school kids because of possible injuries. So just think of what the grade level needs, and then you can kind of come up with a timeline for the actual crafting part of the project. Okay, Ima, is everybody back?
Yes.
Okay, great, wonderful. So, any questions or feedback or comments or information for us? Yes, Lynn.
I just wanted to say everything you presented was very useful, and I really love the shadow puppetry, the shows, and the story behind them. I'm thinking that it can be done, like you go to a lot of workshops as a teacher and say, I can do that, and you never do it, but this will be really entertaining. So we have air conditioning in our classrooms, and we can close all the windows and make it really dark. And I think it's a big treat, when you just have that one light source and you do some puppetry. So I think my kids will very, much love it. They could do one a month. That's
great. Yeah, wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah, so if you see the video, we have so many light source. So even the single light source, it's shadow play is a lot of imaginary and imagination, and so not necessarily you have to bunch of lights, like how you represent the story using the puppet and the character and the feeling, Yeah.
Kirsten, would it be possible, especially for early elementary teachers, to take a storybook that they're using in class?
Absolutely.
So that if it correlates with like math activities too, but you could trace the characters or project it and then trace it big so that you can use that already the artwork from the book and build it into a character that the kids could work with.
Absolutely, that's what we do. We have basically like storybooks, and then they can pick the character, draw it, and then cut it out, and then maybe make it a little bigger or make it a little smaller, depending. So
Yeah.
absolutely, that's easy. That's easier than trying to draw a character just like out of nowhere. So
Yeah.
oftentimes we give them samples or we give them templates, or they have a storybook that they're already working with the teachers, and then that can be the base.
Mhm.
Good idea, yeah. I posted in the chat all the links to all the videos and the website. So if you want to just copy paste that, so it's not lost after the meeting. But also this recording will be available on the center website, correct, Terry?
Yes, yeah. And what we can do is everyone who registered, we can follow up with an email thanking them for attending and including all of the links also so that we make sure they get them.
Perfect. Okay, great. Any other questions or comments?
Oh, I wanted to just add one more. So I actually teach early childhood, like preschool too, and I was thinking it would relate or translate directly to flannel boards, so because they're flat, right? So instead of the regular puppets, it's something flat, then you put the stick on it, but you would have to make sure that it's a silhouette, right?
Yes.
And then the children could play with it accordingly,
And then there's one good trick, like even if the character is super, super simple, it needs one eye hole because that makes the character alive, right? So you like make sure at least one eye is cut out. Maybe you can just use like a hole punch or something, right? Because that just really makes a huge difference having a character that's just a silhouette and one that actually has an eye. Because then they can also direct on how they look to each other, right? So that makes a huge difference, believe it or not.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Well, thank you, Lynn, for having all these great questions. All right, if there's no other questions, I think we can wrap up and maybe thank our presenters. Thank you, Jack, and thank you, Pamoja, for joining us. And thank you, Terry and the team at the center for hosting. And Terry will send out the links with the information for everybody.
Thank you so much for spending your Saturday morning with us. We really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Aloha, everyone. Mahalo for joining us.
Aloha.
Thank you so much.